Today we're looking at President Theodore Roosevelt. Hello, welcome to the Daily Bellringer. Please don't forget to subscribe and take a look at the questions down in the description. Theodore Roosevelt was the 26th President of the United States from 1901 to 1909 and was a member of the Republican Party. One of America's most energetic and dynamic presidents, Roosevelt was known for his commitment to progress and conservation. Theodore Roosevelt, often affectionately called Teddy, was born on October 27, 1858, in New York City. He was the second child of wealthy businessman Theodore Roosevelt Sr. and his wife, Martha Stewart Bullock. Teddy's childhood was marked by illness as he struggled with asthma, but this did not deter him from developing an adventurous spirit that would define his later years. From an early age, Roosevelt exhibited a strong curiosity about the world around him. His love for nature and wildlife became evident as he collected specimens and documented his observations. As a child, he was homeschooled while his family traveled extensively abroad from Europe to Asia. During this time, he found that physical fitness aided in reducing his asthma, so he devoted himself to exercise and took up boxing. From 1876 to 1880, Roosevelt attended Harvard, where he studied law. In 1880, he married Alice Hathaway Lee while attending Columbia Law School, but he soon dropped out to pursue his political career. In 1881, he was elected to the New York State Assembly, where he became known for fighting corruption within the state government. Soon after, Teddy's wife Alice gave birth to a daughter born in 1884. However, 2 days later, after their daughter's birth on February 12, 1884, Alice died suddenly of kidney failure only hours after Teddy's own mother, Martha, had passed away on the same day. Teddy plunged into depression and traveled west to the Dakota Territory, where he established Elkhorn Ranch near Medora, North Dakota. Teddy worked as a cattle rancher and even served as a deputy sheriff. For the next several years, he traveled back and forth between his home in New York and the ranch. In 1886, Roosevelt married again to Edith Kermit Caro. Together they would have 5 children. He then ran for mayor of New York City but lost the election. Soon after, he was appointed as the police commissioner of New York City. In this role, he tackled corruption within the police force, earning the admiration of many. In 1896, he was appointed Assistant Secretary of the Navy by President William McKinley. The sinking of the USS Maine in 1889 propelled the United States into the Spanish-American War, and Roosevelt resigned from his post to form the Rough Riders, a volunteer cavalry regiment. His leadership during the Battle of San Juan Hill showcased his bravery and earned him national acclaim. This military success paved the way for his election as governor of New York in 1898. Roosevelt's boundless energy and progressive ideals caught the attention of the Republican Party, leading to his selection as vice president under William McKinley in 1901. However, tragedy struck when McKinley was assassinated later that year. Theodore Roosevelt was sworn in as the 26th President of the United States on September 14, 1901, after learning of the death of McKinley. As president, Roosevelt became known for his bold and transformative policies, collectively referred to as Roosevelt's Square Deal. He advocated for progressive reforms addressing issues such as corporate monopolies, workers' rights, and consumer protection. His commitment to fairness earned him the nickname Trustbuster for his efforts to break up large corporations that monopolized industries. In the election of 1904, Roosevelt was elected to a second term as president. His victory made him the first president who took office upon the death of the previous president to then win a full term in office on his own. In his second term, Roosevelt continued to advocate for innovative policies. Recognizing the importance of preserving America's natural beauty for future generations, Roosevelt became committed to conservation. He established the United States Forest Service and signed into law the Antiquities Act, granting him the authority to designate national monuments. In foreign affairs, Roosevelt pursued a policy of diplomatic strength, famously encapsulated in his quote, "Speak softly and carry a big stick." He brokered the end of the Russo-Japanese War, earning him the Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts, and was instrumental in the construction of the Panama Canal. His vision for a strong and influential America on the global stage set the tone for future administrations. After leaving the presidency in 1909, Roosevelt embarked on a journey to Africa, going on safari and collecting specimens for the Smithsonian. Upset with the policies of President William Taft, Roosevelt returned to politics in 1912 as the Progressive Party or Bull Moose Party candidate for president, but lost the election to Woodrow Wilson. Roosevelt remained active in public life, advocating for preparedness during World War I and criticizing President Wilson's policies. On January 6, 1919, Theodore Roosevelt died at the age of 60 in his sleep from a blood clot in his lungs. Woodrow Wilson's vice president, Thomas Marshall, was quoted as saying, "Death had to take Roosevelt sleeping, for if he had been awake, there would have been a fight." So with that, hopefully you learned something, and thanks for watching.